It's me. I was really hoping I was gonna stay. Amazing. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the new iced coffee Turbo 3000 that shall be used for the foreseeable future. Happy Sunday, everyone. I'm glad to have you back. Glad to be here. Still in the 100-degree office space that I have, but we are going to survive. Today, I'm going to be chatting with you guys about some quarantine activities, or quarantivities, if you will, that have been occupying people, as per what I hear, have been occupying me, and just some really passionate thoughts that I have about some of these activities. So the first thing that I want to talk about is probably one of my most passionate opinions that I have about quarantivities that people have been doing. Let's talk about puzzles for a second, okay? Let me tell you something. I am an OG puzzle doer as of, December 2019. I actually had a surgery that kept me off of work for a couple weeks, and so I just started doing puzzles then, and I've been doing them ever since. There's a stack of 11 puzzles done, completed in my room, along with their boxes, in my living room, along with their boxes, currently as we speak. So, all of a sudden, when quarantine was announced, and people were stuck in their homes and bored, fine. Puzzles are where your brain goes. But you know what? They wiped them out of the stores so quick that us OG puzzle doers didn't have time to go get them. And yes, I was trying to be realistic and frugal with my money and not blow all my money on puzzles when my addiction started. But I've been getting them one at a time. So then, probably 2 weeks, last 2 weeks of March, I go into a department store to look for puzzles, which is one of two that even have them around me. And there was none left. And I mean none. Not oh, you're just being picky and there's a couple left on the shelf. No, there was literally none. There was a 24-piece frozen one. Give myself more credit than that. And I'm into the 500s, the 1,000 pieces. And there was none left. So upset about that. And then also the price of puzzles absolutely has been raised online. So I went on Ravensburger.com, which is a popular puzzle website. And I have never checked them before because I could go into the stores and buy them. But I've never checked online before. But oh my gosh, the puzzle prices have raised. And I saw some kind of fact online too about how their Ravensburger, the company, their sales have been something triple their whole last year of sales, just in this time of quarantine. So anyway, yay, thumbs up for puzzle doing during quarantine, but you know what, you newcomers, save some for the vets here, But I did find one since, obviously it's been a couple months, so I've been able to probably pick up two. So the puzzles that I do, I try to keep them within a theme. I don't know what the theme is, but I'm very particular about the puzzles that I want because my long-term plan is to glue them all together and make a puzzle wall in my house. Will it happen? Who knows? But I want them to all match for that reason. So yeah, that's why I was kind of upset. Another popular thing that people have been doing is using the two most popular apps that I've heard about is Zoom and House Party. It was all the rage pretty immediately when quarantine started, end of March, beginning of April, at least where I'm from. And, all my friends were, download House Party, download Zoom, and all this. Okay, so you mean you want me to download these additional apps on my phone that are essentially FaceTime? Am I wrong here? I don't know. House Party, so if you guys aren't familiar with the House Party app, you can video chat with people. I think it's up to 8 people at once, and you can play games with them. So there's headbands, guess what's on my head game, word games, things like that, which, okay, cool, I guess. But yeah, it's just essentially FaceTime. So sure, yay, thumbs up to staying in contact with your family and friends, of course, I'm pro that. But also, if you have an iPhone, which, yes, I'm saying this, in my life, my family and friends, most people do, you had FaceTime at your fingertips the whole time. I don't know what all the rage is, but that and Zoom, convenient. I don't know, I think Zoom is like the more professional one. I've heard more about like businesses using it for like business meetings and stuff, but it's FaceTime, people. Get a grip. Another thing that I want to talk about is these drive-by birthday parades that everyone's doing. So, I will say, first things first, that I absolutely have participated in them. My little baby my little baby niece had her second birthday mid-May, and we did one for her, and I obviously went all out. Decorated the car as much as I could, you know, brought balloons, blasted Baby Shark on my car speaker as I drove by. So the controversy, so to say, with these birthday parades is that people are saying, you know, it's holding up traffic, and, you know, in certain areas, the police are getting upset because, I don't know if they're charging people, but they're all upset because it's blocking traffic and it's causing congestion in like smaller neighborhoods or even, heaven forbid, one-way streets. First of all, people, life hack, tip. If you're doing the birthday parade, you don't have to like slow down and chat with them. I mean, you can if you want, if the road's not busy, but you gotta do your rounds, okay? If you're a real one and you're like a good friend or like the godmother of this kid, or, you know, like it's a close family member, do rounds. I must have done like 5-6 rounds around the block for my niece, okay? You don't need to stop in the middle of the street. I just think that's unnecessary. So, all in all, birthday drive-by parades, I think that's an awesome thing. It's super wonderful. It's, especially like for kids, you know, kids when they get to a certain age, they're expecting a birthday party, you know, so that they can't have that, that's pretty upsetting. So, very pro birthday drive-by parades, but you guys just gotta be smart about it. Something else that I've heard that a lot of people are doing and can see on social media is, okay, baking alone, sure, baking, but what is it about banana bread? Why is baking banana bread a thing? Like, I've seen so many Instagram posts about like, oh, like, hopped on the banana bread baking wagon, say that 3 times fast, hopped on the banana bread baking wagon and, you know, all this stuff, and I'm going to stores. And still, like, to this day, we're in June now, this is like 4 months later, there's no flour in stores. Like, any grocery store I've been to, there's no flour left. I had words when, you know, everyone went through the toilet paper phase at the beginning of quarantine, which I'm not even gonna walk down that alley right now, but toilet paper came back. Maybe like a month and a half ago, I was seeing consistently that toilet paper was back in the stores, so that's fine. Why is flour still gone? And why are we unable to bring in more flour? I don't know. People are baking. That's fantastic. But yeah, I'm just not quite following the whole banana bread thing. To be honest, I've just kind of been cooking more in general, which I love because I love to cook anyway. And I mostly cook than like buy instant processed takeout kind of stuff. I can confidently say that even outside of quarantine. But quarantine has definitely given me more time to experiment and cook more often than I was before, so I get that. My oven is also from like 1945 in this apartment, and it's always hotter than it says it is. So I've failed at a lot of recipes or like baking instructions in the past because my oven's actually hotter than what I set it to. I've learned my lessons now. So I'm kind of like, I have a bad taste in my mouth about baking. I did cupcakes one time when I first moved in. Rest in peace. They were awful. They were so burnt for that reason. So maybe I'll hop back in. But banana bread, I don't know. It seems like a big commitment too. Like I've never baked like a thing in a pan. Like it's always, or like a cake. You know, like a loaf. A loaf. I feel like a loaf is a lot of pressure. It's like all of that thickness of raw dough, batter, as opposed to like cookies or cupcakes where you just, small expectations, right? I don't know. So yeah, banana bread's a thing. But we need to bring the flour back. And also, like the Betty Crocker instant cakes. I want my funfetti cupcakes. I live in a fairly big-ish city. Gone to multiple grocery stores, they just never have cake batter or flour left. So I think it's about time we bring it back, people. Come on. Or like simmer down with the banana bread so that the OG puzzle doers could also bake cupcakes. I've kept busy during quarantine for sure. Doing things that I was already doing or doing new things, like just kind of staying occupied with small projects. Thanks for tuning in for another Sunday, guys, to hear me have my say on yet another fiery, passionate topic. I will see you guys next Sunday. Cheers.